braided gym hair tutorial. Now, I haven't made one of these in a while, and I originally wanted to make more of them, and then I got kind of lazy, but I was scrolling through, I'm tired, I don't want to talk about it. I was scrolling through my Instagram, and I saw an old hairstyle that I did, and I was like, you know what, I really want to do that again. I don't even know if I know how to do it really, so this is going to be an adventure for both of us. I'm going to walk you guys through my journey of doing this hairstyle, that way you can do it at home too if you just want to have a fun hairstyle to switch up your average ponytail or regular braid that you normally do. Just give it a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit of space, a little bit of, you know? So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, of course, disclaimer, just like the last one, I am not professional at doing hair by any means. Everything that I've learned has just been from practicing and, you know, messing up a lot of times and then learning how to perfect it to the best of my abilities. So just know that I don't fully know what I'm doing either. That's why it's fun for both of us to do it together. Second tip is, in order to do this, you have to know how to do a basic French or Dutch braid, which I have not done a tutorial on, just a regular braid. I probably should, that way moving forward you guys have kind of your baseline how to do braids, because that is the one skill you're just going to have in order to do this look at all. So if you don't know how to do that, stop watching this, go watch a video on how to do a French braid, come back, and then we can do this together. And then last tip, just kind of as we're getting going, this will work so much better if you have dirty hair. If your hair is too clean, it gets slippy and slidey and it's too soft and it just doesn't want to stay as good. Let's just freaking do this, because I'm ready to go to the gym, you guys. I'm ready. Okay, so I pulled my hair down. Now what I'm gonna do real fast is just put some dry shampoo in it. I'm about to go to the gym and sweat, and I really don't want my hair to be all stanky. Plus this will give it just that extra little bit of grip in your hair. Use it all about, especially if you have dark hair and haven't found a dry shampoo that doesn't turn it white. Okay, and once you have the dry shampoo in, just make sure everything is combed or brushed all the way through, because as we're doing this, it'll be a lot easier if you don't have any tangles in your hair. My hair is so dirty. Do you see how it's like kind of even sticking down to my head? That's how you know it will cooperate when you go to braid it. Okay. Alright, so we have it all brushed, but you're going to want to do all of your small, kind of more intricate braids first. On this one, it's not too complicated. We're just going to be doing a braid down the side that will go into a main braid down our head. But what we're going to want to do is separate out the section where we want the braid on the side first, braid that, move on to the other side before doing anything with the main braid. So that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going for, when I tried this look in the past, it kind of had like a very perfect look, and I kind of want this one just to look messy. You know, I don't want it to be too perfect. I want to be able to have some hairs out. You guys know I love me some Lara Croft vibes, so if you don't want a perfect line, doesn't have to be perfect. You can do it straight. You can, you know, have fun with it. Just have fun with it, because I think that's another tip that people don't realize with when you do your hair. If you want it to be perfect, it will never go the way that you want it to go. But if you just go in like, I'm just gonna have fun with this, it always turns out bomb. Pro tips. I'm gonna do like this section right here. So this is gonna be the little section that's braided backwards. Actually make it even smaller. Up into my other braid, like so. So once you have this section, you just want to tie off the rest of your hair. That way you don't accidentally pull any of that hair into the braid, because then it'll mess up the part and just make everything a pain in the butt. And if you're like me, even though we're not going for perfect, I still want to check my part, make sure it doesn't look stupid. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to be doing a Dutch braid style, which is essentially an inside out braid. Now, like I said, I'm not going to do this perfect, so I'm just going to grab small amounts of hair and begin my braid. On my last one, I used like the pointer end of the comb to really make this perfect, but on this one, to get that messy illusion, I'm just going to grab what I grab, and whatever I grab is what I get. And that's how this braid is going to go. In general consensus of how this braid works is you grab a piece, you pull it under the center, grab another piece on the other side, pull it under the center. Just like that. Just like that. How we doing? Alright, so we're right here at the end. And just make sure that you're trying to like tug this up, because this ends up looking really goofy if you tug it down, which is why I also angled this part upward. It kind of gives your face a lifted illusion if you do that, just like with the hairline. So that's why I parted it that way rather than straight back. Also because I made that mistake before and I actually had parted it. P.S. We're just gonna braid this all the way down to the very ends of the hair. There we go. So when this goes into the other braid, it'll be up here like this. And then when you reach the end, you're just going to want a small elastic. I'm actually going to use the extra bands I had for my braces because why not? I have so many of them. All right, I'm just going to end it right there. Good enough. Alright, so I'm just going to do this exact same thing over on this side, and I will meet you back here for when we do the center. Alright, you guys, I had parted everything, and I realized I have one more tip for you, just so you don't accidentally make this mistake. And that is when you're brushing all of your hair over here like this, make sure that when you're using your brush, you have moved the braid from over here, and you don't press too hard, because it would suck really bad to braid through this and would end up fraying the braid. So just make sure you hold it and you just gently comb through everything on this side. That way you don't brush the braid that you just did. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this up. So now that we have our two sides done here, you see this, which P.S. this in general, just a half up hairdo would be really cute. Just for like a hairdo. But that's not what we're doing. So we did our inside out braids on the side, and we're just going to do a regular French braid down the middle. Now I'm not gonna lie, I still struggle with my full headed French braid, if you will, where it's down the center, because you're working with so much hair here. So I do find it to be a little bit challenging, but you know what? We got this, you got this, I got this. We're doing it to look cute. That's why we're doing it. Alright, so for this main French braid, we're just going to take a little V section right here in the top to start it. I learned not to take like a huge section up front or else it looks super weird. So I just take this little V section and we're going to do a regular braid all the way down. And then once we reach this point, we're just going to braid this into our hair like it's part of the rest of the hair, just to make it look super natural, like it just was braided into it. Alright. But you know me, I'm actually going to pull some of these out before I get going. If you want any hairs out, pull them out now. If you want some Lara Croft vibes, you do that. But if you try and pull them out afterwards, you could potentially mess up your cute hair that you just did. So pull it out at the beginning. That's like what I'm going to start with, just two on each side, giving us that messy look. The more hairs you have out, oh, I almost just did the inside out one. A regular one is just like the inside out, only you're pulling the outside pieces over the middle rather than under the middle. So outside piece over, outside piece over. Then I'm going to grab another little section, pull it over the middle piece, just like that. Outside. If you really wanted a snatched braid, you could actually comb each of these pieces. I do not feel like doing that right now. If feels like a lot of extra work, and then it would just look too nice. I want messy. Grabbing another, oops. There we go. These don't have to be exact, honestly, just whatever feels like a good chunk of your hair for you. Do that. Pull that over the middle. Don't mind me. Gotta move my head sometimes to make my hair fall the way that I want it to. Nice and tight. Alright, now on this side, essentially you're just pulling all of this like it's a chunk of hair. Like that. Sorry if you can't see it. There we go. Then pulling it over the center. And then we're just going to continue all the way down. If your hair starts to get tangled from like moving it back and forth, just gently brush it, making sure you don't brush your braids at all to keep it, you know, manageable throughout the rest of the braiding process. All right, once I get down here, I really just do a lot of it by feel because I can't really see what I'm doing. So just kind of comb it with my fingers. I think that's another reason why I like to go for more of that messy look, is because I know I can accomplish messy. I don't always know if I can accomplish clean. I'm making my braid a little bit looser, not by choice, mostly because my hands started giving out. There we go. And you just braid it the rest of the way down. Definitely looks messy. Good thing that's the look we were going for. If you guys want more of a clean look, that's what we did on the last one. So like I said, you can go watch that video on the snatched bun. Right. Now that we got that, make sure if there's any parts that are tugging weird, you can pull on those hairs, because sometimes you'll have like one strand of hair that is just sitting really annoying. I'm gonna grab my wide tooth comb and I'm gonna have a little look at everything and just, I'm gonna marry the hairs, if you will. Because I don't want you to see all the different parts of like where I put them together. Right here you will a little, but that's because that's like a whole separate braid. Okay, we'll do this side. So you guys see how it's like, doing the left is hard. Check your angles, make sure you don't have any weird parts like bumping out. I actually want to bump up the top a little bit, so I'm just gonna gently pull on these hairs like this. And then can you see like this little section right here where the hair is lifting up on this braid? So what I'm gonna do, because this side isn't doing it very much, that's just from it being loose, is I'm just gonna bobby pin it down to my heart's content. So if you guys have like naturally darker roots rather than lighter roots, this will be a lot nicer. For me, my hair is naturally lighter, so when it grows out even a little bit, when I like part my hair weird, it kind of looks like I have bald spots. If anyone knows a way around that, please feel free to let me know. But I think this is just going to be the look that I go for. It's messy, it's fun, I like it. It's got my hair out of my face besides these, which is the amount that I can handle. And it just makes me feel like I put in a little bit of extra effort. Plus, if I wasn't filming and I was just doing this by myself, it took me like, or it would take me like 10 minutes max. So it's just super fast hairstyle if you want to do something a little extra fun for the gym.